Good morning, everyone. Well, it's morning here anyway. Welcome to the channel. For those of you who don't know, my name is Leo, and I will be your guide today as we tell you another story from days gone by. Today, I am at the Hatfield Family Cemetery in Sarah Ann, West Virginia. Now, I'm actually camping right up the road here at the old home site of Devalance Hatfield himself from the Hatfield-McCoy feud. And you can see where the guys, they're working right up there. This is the entrance, but it's really steep going up. So they're putting in a new bridge right up here and making a little path to go up there. Nice little easy, nice little easy path. Anyway, this cemetery is where many of the members of the notorious Hatfield clan now rest. The Hatfield-McCoy feud is very well known and pretty interesting, and we've done multiple videos about it, but we aren't here for that today. Today we're doing a lost lives story that became about 2 lost lives as we dug into the story. Yesterday I should say, was extremely hot, almost 100 degrees, but I was here and this is the time to do the story. It's always too hot, too cold, too rainy, or too dry here, so you can't really wait for perfect weather. Now I'm going to try to pronounce this, and you guys bear with me, okay? You'll see why this became an issue here in a moment. Shmita. Now, I know I'm going to totally butcher this last name. L-Z-E-R-E-P-A-N-F. I'm not sure. Luzerne Panth. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it, to be honest. Anyway, Steve was born on September 18th in 1893 in Poland. Now, Steve migrated here. Shmita, yeah, same guy. Steve migrated here, but we don't know the exact date or even if he was alone or not. He lived here in the area and became a coal miner. Now, there's not much of a paper trail on him, mainly because of his name, I suspect. Issues like that happened all the time back then. When you got to Ellis Island, a lot of people got their names changed. But either way, people still couldn't pronounce his name, and he grew tired of it. So he picked the easiest name that he could possibly think of: Steve Smith. Now, Steve worked hard and lived the life of a coal miner. Caught in an endless cycle, miners became trapped and not able to escape from mining. There's nowhere else to work, not enough money to save a penny, and you probably don't have the train fare to leave the hills and hollers even if you wanted to. You just ended up existing from day to day. Fairly common to a lot of jobs now too, I suppose, in some aspects. But the manual labor involved was brutal and very dangerous. For some reason we will never know, Steve decided on July 11th of 1951 that he was done. He was done with the empty coal mining life that he felt he was trapped in. He could have been battling mental illnesses. It's really hard to say, but what we do know is that he wanted out. He was at home when he tied dynamite to his body and set it off with a cap. That's something that's used in coal mining to detonate the dynamite, So he just basically stole one from work. But either way, Steve's life was over. He was buried up here at this graveyard by someone, and he was made a marker. There are several Polish immigrants buried up here, so he may have been related to some of them. Tomorrow will make 73 years since Steve decided that he didn't want to work one more day in the coal mine. Steve was single and has no children listed. But what's odd is while looking at a death index that he's listed in, we find a Jack Skalski, S-K-A-L, sorry, truck, S-K-A-L-S-K-I, Skalski, born in 1878 in Poland as well. He died 2 months after Steve, and he was a miner as well. He was 73, single, and living at a boarding house when he hanged himself. Were they related? Did Steve's death somehow trigger Jack's death? Or was this just the last straw for Jack too? I guess we'll never know. But Jack is up here also, but no headstone has been found for him yet. We thought we would bring Steve and Jack sort of back to life for just a minute, even though it doesn't seem like they really liked it very much the first time around. But either way, I hope that they've both found peace. And it's hard to, you know, when you're dealing with subjects like that, it's kind of hard to, I think y'all get the point. You know, it's kind of hard to imagine giving up. But the coal mining life, y'all have heard us tell stories about how, you know, the script, they'd pay you in script, but we didn't tell you that till you got here. And, you know, all of the other stuff. And the entire ordeal was about finding ways to claw that money back out of you. You know, that you can only use mining script, you can only shop in our stores, and our prices are, you know, outrageous. But I can see how certain people got trapped in the coal industry, you know, back then. It's not like it is now. But like I said, it was just a very dangerous time and a very hard time to make a living in a place that's very hard to live. Anyway, we're going to show you the grave.